Have a good day, dear students. My name is Mayuri Karya. I hope you all are well at your home. Today we will see the part 2 of chapter 1, Standard 7, Social Science, Civics, Ncert book. The book name is Social and Political Life 2. The name of the chapter is On Equality. In this chapter, first whatever we have seen in part 1, we see the quick recap of that. We have seen the example of Shanta. She is a housemaid. Okay, and first scene we have there first scenario in that chapter we have seen that Santa has been standing in queue for voting, and she is feeling that we all are equal because she is in the same queue. Her master has been also stand for voting. Okay, but in the evening when she need leave for her daughter's health, so she has to, first she is not getting leave because she has to take advance for her master, and if she would go for work then only she will get, and in evening she has to be stand in a queue in a government hospital for her daughter's health. Okay, second example we have seen the Om Prakash Valmiki. Om Prakash Valmiki has written a famous book Juthan. In this book he has shared his experience as a Dalit boy. He has written of one incident that when he was student, he has to be stand at near the door of the class, far away from all students, because he was a Dalit boy. One time his principal has forced him to sweep the whole school, and for few days he has to do that. When his father is noticing that, then it has been stopped. Okay, so whatever the things they have means he has been faced, he has been written in his book Juthan. Now here we will see the second case study or second story. The second story is based on an incident that took place in one of India's larger city and is common practice in most part of country. It is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. They had the money, and so paying the rent was no problem. They went to a property dealer for help to find a place. The dealer informed them that he knew about quite a few apartments that were available for rent. They visited the first apartment, and the Ansari liked it very much and decided to take it. However, when the landlady found out their name, he made an excuse about how she could not rent the house to someone who ate meat because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. Both the Ansaris and the property dealer were surprised to hear this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor's house. The same excuse was repeated in the second and the third apartment. Finally, the property dealer told them that they might want to change their name and call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. The Ansaris were reluctant to do this and decided to look some more. In the end, it took a whole month of looking at apartment before they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. Okay, so means in this incident you people can notice that Ansaris were the belonging to Muslim community. Okay, so means because of their community they are not getting the apartment. Somehow means in our society people are seeing this kind of incidents because of means persons are belonging to particular society. They means in many societies, many means other community people are not getting houses on rent or for sale. Okay, because they are from other community. So here is another example of discrimination. Recognizing dignity. You have understood by now what the caste we were born into, the religion we practice, the class background we come from, whether we are male or female. These are often the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris are being treated unequally on the basis of difference of caste and religion. When persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. The dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansari was violated because of the way in which they were treated. By picking on him and Om Prakash Valmiki's soulmates and teachers hurt his dignity badly and made him feel as if he was less than equal to all other students in the school. Being a child, Om Prakash Valmiki could do very little about the situation that he was in. It was his father who, on seeing his son swept, felt angry by this unequal treatment and confronted the teachers. The Ansari's dignity was also hurt when person refused to lease their apartment to them. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name, it was their dignity or self-respect that made them refuse this suggestion. Om Prakash and Ansaris do not deserve to be treated like this. They deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else. Okay, so means because of their caste and because of their community, the people didn't get that much, means that kind of respect that they should be get. Okay, so this is somehow means because of community we discriminate the people. This is a ridiculous thing. So in this is not, we can say, equality. So now next paragraph, equality in Indian democracy. The Indian Constitution recognizes every person as equal. This means that every individual in the country, including male and female person from all caste, religions, tribes, educational and economic backgrounds, are recognized as equal. This is not to say that inequality cases to exist. It doesn't, but at least in democratic India, the principle of the equality of all persons is recognized. While earlier no law existed to protect people from discrimination and ill treatment. Now there are several that work to see that people are treated with dignity and as equals. Okay, so means in democracy, means what Indian democracy is telling, that everyone is equal before the law. Okay, so for that the people have been made some proper rules also. So many means no one should be treated unequally, or we can say no one can be do the discrimination because of their caste, religion, place, or community. This recognition of equality includes some of the following provisions in the Constitution. First, that every person is equal before the law. What this means is that every person from the president of country to Kanta, a domestic worker, has to be obey the same laws. Second, no person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place or birth, or whether they are female or male. Okay, means on the basis of religion, race means black and white, on the basis of their means we can say color, skin color, caste, place or birth of whether they are female or male, means they should not be discriminated. Third, every person has access to all public places including playgrounds, hotels, shops and markets. All person can use publicly available wells, roads and bathing ghats. Fourth, untouchability has been abolished. Okay, so means this one is the biggest problem in earlier time. Now no one is following this, but when India is on the age of independence, at that time this one is the biggest problem, untouchability. Okay, so untouchability has been abolished. The two way in which the government has tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the constitution is first through laws and second through government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. Okay, means disadvantaged communities means this SC, ST, OBC. Okay, these are the disadvantaged communities at that time when our constitution was going to be formed. Okay, now these communities are means taking advantages. We know very well they are having a reservation quota everywhere. There are several laws in India that protects every person's right to be treated equally. In addition to laws, the government has also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. The schemes are to ensure greater opportunity for people who have no had this in the past. Okay, Miss Government is doing work in a two-way. First, the people have been made rules, and another step the people have been taken that by the government schemes, by the government means advertisement, the people are making understand to the citizens that we should have to give up the discrimination. On the steps one of the steps taken by government include the midday meal scheme. This refers to the program introduced in all government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. Tamil Nadu was the first state in India to introduce this scheme. And in 2001, the Supreme Court asked all state government to begin this program in their school within 6 months. This program has had many positive effects. This includes the fact that the more poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school. Teachers reported that earlier children would often go home for lunch and then not return to school. But now with the midday meal being provided in school, their attendance has improved. Their mothers who earlier had to interrupt their work to feed their children at home during the day now no longer need to do so. This program has also helped reduce caste prejudices because both lower and upper caste children in school eat this meal together, and in quite a few places Dalit women have been employed to cook the meal. The midday meal program also helped reduce the hunger of poor students who often come to school and cannot concentrate because their stomach are empty. Okay, so one of the scheme they have been shown here, midday meal system, means they have shown the benefit of midday meal system that before means when students are going for a lunch at home, after lunch the people were not coming again, but though the people are getting lunch now at school place, so they are more concentrating in their work and they are giving full attendance in school. Second one, poor and rich students are taking meal together, so there is a means somehow means less discrimination is being occurred. Third thing, they have been recruited means this SC means this privileged caste means lady for this work means that lady is cooking food for these people. So in this meaning also means the people have been understood to do the less discrimination. Okay, next paragraph, while government program plays an important role in increasing equality of opportunity, there is much that still need to be done. While the midday meal program has helped increasing the enrollment and attendance of poor children in school, there continues to be big difference in our country between schools that the rich attend and those that the poor attend. Even today there are several schools in the country in which Dalit children like Om Prakash Valmiki are discriminated against and treated unequally. These children are forced into unequal situation in which their dignity is not respected. This is because people refuse to think of them as equal even though the law requires it. Okay, still means we people means some Dalit people like Om Prakash Valmiki or Dalit students like Om Prakash Valmiki means facing the same problem what means Om Prakash Valmiki had been faced in his student era. Okay, so means still people are not getting this much because though means government is doing this much effort, still some people are not ready to understand the thing. On the main reason for this, it is attitudes change very slowly. Even though persons are aware that discrimination is against the law, they continue to treat people unequally on the basis of their caste, religion, disability, economic status, and because they are women. It is only when people begin to believe that no one is interferer and that every person deserves to be treated with dignity. The present attitude can change. Establishing equality in a democratic society is a continuous struggle and one in which individuals as well as various communities in India contribute to, and you will read more about this in this book. Okay, in another means chapter we will read about this issue of equality in other democracies. You are probably wondering whether India is the only democratic country in which there is inequality and there where the struggle for equality continues to exist. The truth is that in many democratic countries around the world, the issue of equality continues to be the key issue around which communities struggle. Okay, so means in other country also the same problem which India is facing. So for example, in United States of America, the African American, those ancestors were the slaves who were brought over from Africa, continue to describe their lives today as largely unequal. This despite the fact that there was a movement in the late 1950s to push for equal rights for African American. Prior to this, American African were treated extremely unequally in the United States and denied equality through law. For example, when traveling by bus, they either had to sit at the back of the bus or get up from their seats whenever a white person wished to sit. Okay, so means here the people have been given example of United States means America. Do you know how America has been formed? Okay, let me tell you. Actually means when colonial rule were there in all over the world, so many people have been means get rid from their that countries and means they have been shifted in America. At that time no one was living in America, means at that time America was not given the name, but now slowly many people have been shifted in that continent and started to live. Okay, that conditions were too harsh and environment is not suitable, still people have started to live. Okay, slowly people have started means economic activities and most of the people have been shifted there, they were laborers. That's why means right now also United States is means people are too much hardworking. So by their hardworking they have been raised their country, like we are means right now whatever the scenario we are seeing of America. Okay, so that's why means the means African people, American people, means black skin people, white skin people, means everyone is there in America. So means because of their skin color, means Africans are being discriminated. So here the people have been given example that Africans did not get that equal right as Americans are getting. Okay. Rosa Parks was an American African woman tried for a long day at work. She refused to give up her seat on a bus to white men on 1st December 1955. Her refusal that day started a huge agitation against the unequal way in which African Americans were treated, and which came to be known as the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited discrimination on the basis of race. Basis of race means on the basis of skin color, religion or national origin. It also stated that all schools would be open for African American children and that they would no longer have to attend separate schools specially set up for them. However, despite this, a majority of African Americans continue to be among the protests in the country. Most African American children can only afford to attend government schools that have fewer facilities and properly qualified teachers are compared poorly qualified teachers as compared to white students who either go to private school or live in areas where the government schools are as highly rated as private schools. Okay, so means still government has made law in 1964 and prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, religion and national origin. That movement is civil rights movement, but still means the people means African student has to go in means poor government schools in the comparison of a white people are sending their students in private schools. Expert from Article 15 on the Indian Constitution. Okay, our Article 15 what telling in our Indian Constitution: prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Okay, so no discrimination should be there on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex or means place. The state first one, the state shall not means they are giving the instruction to state. Okay, the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place or birth or any of them. Okay, here state we will consider as a country because the whole country has been considered in constitution as a state. So whenever the means in civics the state word is being used, it is being used for in a regarding manner of country. Okay, so means in country no one will be discriminated on the basis of means religion, race, caste, sex, place or birth or any of them. Okay, second one, no citizen shall on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place or birth or any of them be subjected to any disability, liability, restrictions or conditions which regarded to first one, access to shop, public restaurant, hotel and places of public entertainment. Means on this basis the people should not be discriminated for their shop, public restaurants, hotel and places of public entertainment. Second one, or the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads and places of public resorts maintained wholly or partially partly out of the state funds or dedicated to the use of the general public. Okay, means they have been right, all the people have been right to use wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads and places of public road maintained wholly or partly by the state fund or dedicated to the use of general public. Okay, everyone can be used that. What happened means in ancient time or on the age of when we are on the age of means independence now, means this untouchable people, or we can say Dalit people, are being treated like that. They are not means permitted to enter in means temples. They are not means permitted to take to fetch the water from village well. They have to means they are having their separated well, and if in that well is water only, then only the people are getting the water. If in summer time there is their water has been dried up, so they are not allowed to take water from the village well. Okay, so in this manner they have been treated very badly. So that's why government has made this kind of rule. Okay, change of democracy. No country can be described as being completely democratic. There are always communities and individuals trying to expand the idea of democracy and push for a greater recognition of equality on the existing as well as new issues. Central to this is the struggle for the recognition of all persons as equal and for their dignity to be maintained. Means each and every person's respect and dignity should be maintained. In this book, you will read about how this issue of equality affects various aspects of our daily lives in democratic India. As we read this chapter, think about whether the equality of all persons and their being able to maintain their dignity in upheld. Okay, so means how the people are dealing with these issues that we will see in further chapters. For getting the equality for Indian people, there is a that name of that most important person we cannot forget. That is Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So what he is telling about this, it is disrespectful to live at the cost of one's self-respect. Self-respect is the most virtual factor in life. Without it, man is a keeper to live verbally with self-respect. One has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and cashless struggle alone that one derives strength, confidence and recognition. Okay, so means we live with self-respect is the most important thing, and those who are living with self-respect is emphasizing on the to live with the self-respect. Okay, for especially means the people who that is being called the Dalit or Mahar people. Okay, in the other word, the people who are using that Mahar for them. Man is mortal. Everyone has to die someday or other, but one must resolve to lie down one's life in and reaching the noble ideas of self-respect and bettering one's human life. Okay, so means man is mortal. So one day he has to be die, but what he has to do in his life, he has to maintain the self-respect of other, and has to try to do that kind of things that to improve the other's life. Nothing is more disrespectful for a brave man than to live life devoted the self-respect. Devoid the self-respect means one's self-respect, if we are not maintaining, that is without this means nothing means bad thing in a person's life. That is being called by the B.R. Ambedkar, that means Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So here we are completing our lecture. I hope you like this. Thank you so much.